Loving my own life, single, single, single me. Loving my own life, single, happy, laughing and free. Loving my own life, single, single, single me. Loving my own life, single, happy, laughing and free. Living my own best life in my own hardworking wonderland. Alice, yes, I'm Alice, doing my own thing. No rabbit holes of complex thoughts and heartbreak. Just hello, everyone. Welcome back to Sukai Todd's Thoughts. You are currently watching / listening to me, Sukai Todd. Firstly, these are all just my opinions and interpretations. Take what you want, leave the rest. As always, play nicely because the comments are strictly moderated. Alright, with all that said, we are going to get into my very belated review of Jeon Somi's EP, second mini album, Chaotic and Confused, as well as a review of her song the review of her music video, for her song Closer. So let's start off with the EP, or mini album rather. The mini album contains, I believe, 6 songs. And I will say that the EP overall is an 8.5 out of 10. It's a really good mini album, personally. I enjoyed Escapade. I've heard Extra once or twice, but it's just kind of eh. Extra is a filler track in my opinion. The mini album would still be good whether Extra, the song, was on there or not, but that's just my opinion, of course. If you love Extra, more power to you. But, yeah, Extra was just kind of meh. Then the title track, Chaotic and Confused, was awesome. I loved it. It was a really fun, really almost silly track. It was like a fun escapism track. It was nice to hear it. And then Closer, the other title track, was incredible. I'm a huge fan of EDM, and I enjoyed hearing so many EDM influences, as well as the varieties in which Somi can use her voice. I thought that was really cool. And then the closing track, De Le, was a great way to kind of wrap things up, because she kind of said everything she needed to say, I feel like, in this mini album. For this mini album. I'm not saying she doesn't have more music. I hope she does. Knowing the Black Label, we'll have to wait another few years, but I'm sure she has more to say. I'm sure she has plenty of unique life experiences she can explore, but especially with being with the Black Label, so there's that. But, yeah, looking at you, Company YG and the Black Label and Daddy and all that. Anyway, what's the deadline for Somi's next EP, I ask you? Anyway, mini album, whatever. Same difference. So I thoroughly enjoyed the EP aside from Extra. Everything on the EP was fun for me and enjoyable in some way. Although I will say I saw this review. I didn't read it, but I saw a headline for some review. It might have been all K-pop, but don't quote me on that, because I don't remember like who it was or what website was reviewing said EP. But they said Chaotic and Confused lacks direction. I'm like, do you not know the title of the mini album? It's called Chaotic and Confused. I think that's the kind of the point. It's not supposed to have a super clear direction. If you listen to the title track, you can tell that she is chaotic and confused, and that's the fun of it. Although I would debate rather, that it is actually fairly well constructed, and the direction is actually pretty clear. It's meant to be a little confusing and chaotic, but I think each song, aside from Extra, weaves into one another very well, and it really tells a great story about Somi, and whomever this person is, this guy, I'm assuming, or girl, possibly, that she's chatting with, and that she's in love with, and that she has an escapade with. And then, how she wants to buy the city and burn it up too, all in one afternoon. That sounds interesting. But fun, definitely fun in its own way. I've had Heath Ledger Joker vibes sometimes, so R.I.P. Heath Ledger. I kind of get where she's coming from in a way. I find relatability in the chaotic and confused track particularly, but also Closer, which I will talk about the music video shortly. For those of you who have seen it and already have your own hot, cold, or medium takes, it's fine. I'm not taking away anything that you may feel or not feel about it. I'm just sharing my interpretations. But overall, I do think that the EP is well directed because it's not meant to be limited. Chaos and confusion are not limited in that way. Although I think it does have a pretty clear EDM, Europop influence. And from what I know, another one of my favorite K-pop YouTubers or K-tubers talked about how Somi has announced that she will be participating in Eurovision, which is really cool. I don't live in Europe, but I hope that they post for performances. I'm interested to see how that goes. And yeah, best of luck to Somi. Hope she wins some. Good luck. I hope YG doesn't screw her over. Anyway, positive thoughts. But let's get into my review of the music video for Closer. Yeah, Closer, the music video. It was not what I was expecting, while equally being exactly what I was expecting. And I'm not going to speculate on Somi's sexuality because I'm not her. I don't know her, and I don't know, if she is bisexual or not. I'm not her, so I'm not going to assume either way. Although she kissed Jihyo and Hyuna before Hyuna's downfall. And then the Closer music video. Don't tell me I'm the only one. I'm not the only one, okay? I can't be. But watching the Closer music video for the first time blew my bisexual mind. Okay? I was like, holy, this is so lesbian. This is lesbian. She's not talking to a guy. I thought she was talking to a dude in this song. No, she's talking to a woman. A female. She's talking to women in that song. She ain't talking to no man. No wonder I liked it. But no. joking. JK. But yeah, she blew my mind with that music video. And from what I know, Somi does have some amount of creative control. You can correct me on that if I'm wrong. If you're a longer time fan of Somi than I am, feel free to correct me on that. I'm not here to say, speak for her or speak on behalf of her fan base. That's just what I know of. I'm not saying it's fact, okay? But the amount of women dancers, female backup dancers that were chasing her, and when she was talking about got you in my arms underneath those lights, you'll be my oasis for tonight. And she had literally all these girls holding her in her arms. Like, am I the only one seeing sapphic themes there? I cannot be. It can't be just me. Please tell me I'm not the only one who's like, yeah, this is queer. That's pretty rainbow. That's a pretty rainbow you got there, Somi. It's given lesbians. It's given doom lesbians because she had this whole like insane asylum theme going on. If you haven't seen the music video, watch it for yourself. Especially if you're bi or sapphic or, you identify as part of the LGBTQIA plus community. I can't say the full alphabet of that because I will butcher it, but yeah. If you're part of the community, give it a watch for yourself if you haven't already. If you're like me and just hella slow, I get you. But, yeah, give it a watch for yourself and come back and let me know. I'm not sponsored to say that, obviously. But, no, YG ain't paying me nothing. I bought the album of my own volition, so do with that what you will. But, not sponsored, just awesome. Which is true. I'm not sponsored. I do my best to be just awesome. But yeah, Jeon Somi's second mini album. Second EP, Chaotic and Confused. Overall, an 8.5 out of 10, so B+. And that would be a B plus in my eyes. And the Closer music video is A plus 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 plus, cause girl, if that ain't some of the gayest, most lesbian K-pop stuff I've ever seen in my life. And I don't know if it's queer baiting or not, because I don't know that Somi has said that she's bisexual. She's shown a lot of proof for it, though. She's shown a lot of queerness. She kissed two women openly, and she has the Closer music video. By the way, for any Jeon Somi longtime fans who, have more experience with her music videos and art than I do, if you have more proof, let me know. If you have any music video recommendations or performances, send them my way. I'm always happy to learn more. I believe in supporting women. Women supporting women. Okay? Okay. But yeah. If you're a fan who has been a longer time fan of her than me, which nothing wrong with that, more power to you, feel free to let me know in the comments. I'm happy to learn. And yeah, what are your thoughts on Somi's second EP, Chaotic and Confused? Do you think it lives up to the title? Do you think it's good that it does or bad that it does? Was Closer the best track on the album? In my opinion, yes. Closer and Dele. They were both just the best best songs on the album. Although again, the title track for me was also a banger. Everything but Extra. Extra just didn't do anything for me. But beyond that, again, great second mini album. Kind of a nice reintroduction, because in the musicality for Chaotic and Confused remind me a bit of Birthday. I'ma shake it, shake it, shake it like it was my birthday. Instead it's by the city, burn it up too, all in one afternoon. I am chaotic and confused. It's a similar vibe, which I like. It's like a much more demented take on Birthday, which I am totally here for that. But yeah, these are my thoughts on Jeon Somi's second mini album or EP, whichever one you prefer. Chaotic and Confused. What did you think of it? Did you hear it when it first came out? Are you a longtime Jeon Somi fan? What do you think of her music? Do you think she's evolved? Do you think there's more growth that could be had? Is YG stifling her as they do with every single artist? Or does she have more creative control than we know? Or might assume. Or I might assume. Feel free to let me know in the comments below. Play nicely. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great night. Or day. Or morning. Or afternoon. Or whenever you're seeing this. Stay safe. Bye.